Ever wonder if you still catch people's eyes when you walk into a room? I used to doubt it myself until I noticed something surprising. Hey there, friends. As we get older, it's easy to think the world stops noticing us, especially in a culture that seems obsessed with youth. But here's the thing. Attractiveness doesn't fade after 65, it just changes. I'm 68 now, and after decades of figuring out what keeps us feeling good and looking vibrant, I've learned it's not about wrinkles or gray hair, it's about something deeper. Today, I'll share 7 subtle signs you're still turning heads even if you don't realize it. These are little clues, how people act around you, what they say, that prove your charm's as strong as ever. Stick with me, because by the end, you might see yourself in a whole new way. And trust me, you'll wish you'd noticed this sooner. Sign number 1. Strangers strike up. Chats out of nowhere. Do you ever find strangers starting conversations with you, like at the grocery store or the park? My friend Tom, who's 72, told me he was picking up some tomatoes last week when a younger cashier just started chatting about her day. He thought it was random, until it kept happening. Tom's one of those guys who's always been a bit shy, but lately, he's noticed folks seem drawn to him. He was at the post office a month ago mailing a package, and the clerk started asking about his weekend plans. Then, at the senior center bingo night, a new member sat right next to him and spilled her whole life story before the first number was called. He laughed about it later, saying, "I must have a sign on my back that says talk to me." But I told him it's more than that. It's something about him that feels approachable, steady, like a friend people didn't know they needed. When we're younger, people might talk to us because of how we look on the outside, maybe a bright smile or a sharp outfit. But after 65, it's different, and honestly, deeper. If strangers feel comfortable opening up to you, maybe about the weather, their grandkids, or even just a quick hello, it is because you've got a welcoming vibe that is hard to miss. That's a sign your warmth and quiet confidence are drawing them in. Think about it. How often do you catch someone sharing a little more than you expected? It's not random, it's you. Maybe it's the way you nod when they talk, or how you don't rush off like everyone else seems to these days. I know it's easy to shrug off, especially if you're not used to seeing yourself as the friendly type. But next time it happens, take a second to notice. It is proof we still got that spark that makes people feel good. And trust me, that's a kind of attractiveness that doesn't fade. It grows with every year we've lived. So don't brush it off. You were lighting up someone else's day without even trying. Sign number 2. People notice your little details. Ever get a compliment on something small like your glasses or how you tie your scarf? I was at a coffee shop last month, and a lady in her 40s stopped me to say she loved my silver hair. It's natural, by the way, no dye. I laughed it off, but then I realized she wasn't the first to say it. Just last week, a neighbor mentioned how she liked my walking shoes. They're nothing fancy, just comfy and broken in. And a few months back, my grandson's friend said my old watch looked cool, which made me chuckle since I've had it since the 80s. It got me thinking about my Aunt Clara. She was 75 when I was a kid, and people always noticed her hats. She didn't spend a fortune. She just picked ones that suited her round face and wore them with a little tilt. Everywhere she went, church, the market, someone would say, "Clara, that hat's perfect." She'd smile and say, "Oh, it's just me being me." But it wasn't just the hats. It was how she owned them. As we age, it's not always the big things people notice. It is the little ones that tell your story. Maybe it's your neat haircut after years of finding the right barber, or the way you stand straight despite a stiff back from gardening too long. Perhaps it is how you got that one jacket that fits just right. Mine is a green one I've worn for a decade. When folks comment on those details, it's because you're putting care into yourself even in small ways, and that effort shines through. It's not about chasing trends or spending hours primping. It's about showing up as you, and that's what catches their eye. I bet you've got something like that too. A ring you always wear, or how you keep your nails tidy. If people point it out, they're not just being nice, they're saying you stand out in a way that feels real. And for us seniors, that's gold, because it's not about looking young. It's about looking alive. Next time you hear it, let it sink in. You're still making an impression. Sign number 3. You get that extra bit of help without asking. Have you noticed people offering to carry your bags or hold the door a little longer? My neighbor Ellen, 70, was at the hardware store picking up some bulbs for her garden. Before she could even grab her bag, a young guy insisted on carrying it to her car. She thought he was just being polite, until she saw it happen again and again. Last summer, at the library, a teenager held the door for her and smiled like it was no big deal. Then at the pharmacy, the clerk walked around the counter to hand her prescription right to her chair. She didn't even ask. Ellen's not frail. She still mows her own lawn, though she grumbles about it. But she started noticing this pattern. She told me, "I thought people just felt sorry for me." But I disagreed. I've seen it myself too. Like when a waiter at the diner carried my tray without me saying a word. It's not pity, it's something else. Something about how we carry ourselves. Sure, some folks are just kind, but if this happens more than you'd expect, it's not only about manners, it's about you. People are drawn to help because you've got a presence that says you are worth it. It's not about looking weak or needing a hand. It's about looking like someone they respect and notice. Maybe it's how you say thank you with a real smile, or how you don't fuss over little things like a heavy bag. For us over 65, life's taught us a certain grace. Think about how you tip your head to say hello or keep your cool when the line's too long. That sticks with people. I know it's tempting to wave it off as just politeness, but next time someone jumps to help, watch their face. There's often a little extra warmth there. That's attractiveness in action, not loud or showy, but steady and real. You're not invisible. You're the kind of person they want to be around. So take it as a quiet compliment. You've still got that pull. Sign number 4. Conversations feel easy and real. Do your chats with friends or even new people feel like they flow naturally? Last week I was at a senior center lunch catching up with a guy named Bill, 66. He said he loves talking to me because I really listen, not just nod and wait my turn. I didn't think much of it until others said the same. My cousin Mary, 71, told me something similar last year. She said I've got a way of making her feel heard, even when she's rambling about her cat. Then there's this time at the doctor's office, waiting forever, of course, and the lady next to me started chatting about her grandkids. Before I knew it, we'd swapped stories for 20 minutes, laughing like old pals. Bill, Mary, that lady, they all said it's easy to talk to me. I used to think it was just because I'm quiet, but now I see it's more. My dad was like that too. People loved his stories at 80 because he'd look you in the eye and mean it. When people feel at ease talking to you, it's not just about your words, it's how you make them feel. It's your steady gaze when they're spilling their worries, or that calm way you listen without jumping in to fix everything. Maybe you've got a little smile that says you care, even if your knees ache from standing too long. That kind of connection isn't about being flashy or the loudest in the room. It is about a quiet charm that pulls people in. Think back. How often do folks linger after saying hello or tell you things they don't tell just anyone? That's you being a magnet. For us seniors, it's not about quick wit anymore. It's about being real, something life's taught us over decades. If folks seek you out to talk or even just relax around you, you're more captivating than you know. Next time you're in a chat that feels effortless, notice it. It's a sign your presence is a gift, and that's pure attractiveness right there. Sign number 5. Younger folks ask your advice. Ever had a younger person, like a grandkid or a clerk, ask what you think about something? My niece, who's 35, called me last month asking how I keep my energy up. She's always tired, poor thing. I told her about my morning walks, but it hit me later. She wasn't just asking for tips, she admired something in me. Then there's this kid at the grocery store, maybe 20, who asked me how to pick a ripe melon. I showed him the old tap and listen trick my mom taught me, and he grinned like I'd handed him gold. Even my grandson, 15, asked me once how I stay so calm when the Wi-Fi goes out. He's all thumbs with tech, but I just shrug and wait it out. I laughed, but he said, "No, really, Grandpa, you're chill." It reminds me of my old boss, Helen. She was 67 when I was starting out, and I'd ask her everything, from fixing a tie to handling a cranky customer. She always knew the answers, and we all looked up to her. When younger people turn to you, it is not just about your wisdom. It is because they see something appealing in how you live. Maybe it's how you stay active despite creaky knees from years of chasing kids, or how you've got a spark they want to borrow, like knowing the best way to brew coffee without a fancy machine. They're not just picking your brain, they're drawn to how you carry what you've learned. For us over 65, that's a big deal. Life's given us tricks and a quiet confidence that shines through. Think about it. When's the last time someone younger asked you something simple, like how to bake bread or deal with a tough day? That admiration means your attractiveness isn't fading. It's inspiring others, showing them age doesn't dim your light. It's not about being perfect, it's about being you, scars and all. Next time it happens, don't just answer, smile inside. It's a compliment to how you've grown into yourself, and that's a beauty they can't buy in a bottle. Sign number 6. You catch quick looks from across the room. Do you ever feel like someone's glancing your way even just for a second? I was at a library event last fall, flipping through a book, when I caught an older guy sneaking a peek, not creepy, just curious. Later, a woman did the same. I thought my sweater was inside out, but nope. Then there was this picnic last summer. My friend Doris, 73, was there, sipping lemonade, and I swear every few minutes someone looked her way. She didn't notice, but I did. Kids, adults, even the dog seemed to perk up when she laughed. Doris isn't loud. She's just Doris with her comfy shoes and that grin she's had since we were kids. I've seen it with myself too. At the bank, the teller gave me a quick double take, and once at church, a lady smiled like she knew me. I don't think it's my hat. I think it's something else. It is not about vanity. Those quick looks mean you've got a pull that's hard to pin down. Maybe it's how you sit tall despite arthritis making you groan in the morning, or the way you laugh without worrying who's listening. People notice when you're comfortable being you, something we've earned after all these years. It's not about looking 30 again. It's about moving through life with a kind of ease that turns heads. Think back. When's the last time you caught someone's eye across a room? Maybe they smiled, maybe they didn't, but they looked. That's not random. It's you radiating something real. For us seniors, that's huge. Society says we fade, but those glances say otherwise. Next time you spot it, don't doubt it. It's a sign your vibe's still strong and you're still in the game, wrinkles and all. Sign number 7. You feel good in your own skin, even on tough days. Do you have moments where you look in the mirror and think, hey, I'm doing all right? My pal Ruth, 69, told me she used to hate her crow's feet, called them old lady lines. But one day, after a rough week, her hip was acting up and the rain kept her inside. She caught her reflection and liked how her eyes still sparkled. She said it changed everything. I get it. Last month, I was hobbling after overdoing it in the yard, but I put on my favorite sweater, looked in the mirror and thought, not bad for 68. My sister Jean's the same. She's 71, and after losing her husband, she started dancing again. She says some days she feels creaky, but when she moves, she feels alive, and it shows. We've all got those days, aches, grumbles. But then there's that moment you catch yourself and smile. This one's different. It's not about others, it's you, and it's the strongest sign of all. When you start liking who you see, even with aches or a few more lines, that glow comes out. It's like a secret weapon. People pick up on it without you saying a word because it's real, earned over decades of living. Maybe it's how you brush your hair despite shaky hands, or how you laugh at yourself when you forget a name. That's not just surviving, it's thriving, and it's gorgeous. Think about it. When's the last time you felt okay, maybe even proud, about you, just as you are? For us over 65, that's gold. Society says youth is everything, but this says different. If you've had that feeling lately, hold on to it. It's the root of all the other signs. You're not just turning heads, you're turning your own, and that's the beauty that lasts. Well, there you have it. 7 signs you're still turning heads, even if you didn't know it. These little moments are proof that age doesn't dim your light. It refines it. If you liked this, I've got another video coming up about easy ways to boost your signs of aging in older men. You can ignore 7 subtle changes. Just click the link when it pops up. Before you go, tell me in the comments, which sign surprised you most? I'd love to hear your stories. They keep me going. And if this resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and maybe subscribe. I'd love to keep sharing tips like these with you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. See you next time.